what the people are asking for. It's been a year later, and we've got a glossy map, and we've got glossy little, route pamphlets, but we don't have more service.
No.
Now, his response to me is that, well, the mandate was not for more service if we look at the contract with us. I said, okay, but now if we're coming to you now and saying we need to reinstate the Fort Gordon route, okay, we see the amazing potential for jobs over there for our citizens.
There's a job fair out there Thursday, as a matter of fact.
That right?
There are people who are qualified that could actually get those jobs who have no ability to get to and from work.
This Thursday,
and these jobs are $19, $20, $25 an hour, depending on which position that they apply for and qualify for. So there are great possibilities, but what we're doing here in the city is limiting the possibilities of those who don't have access to transportation. But the contract that Mobility got was, Mr. Johnson was integral in deciding what should and should not be in that contract. Again, he was not qualified for that. And again, nothing against him, but from his perspective, we put forth a great contract. But from the perspective of those who are dependent upon the bus service, it's not a great contract. And I'm not dependent upon the bus service, so I can't speak directly to it. But the persons that I deal with on a daily basis are dependent upon it.
Right, for job seekers.
For job seekers, for those who need to get to and from the grocery store, from those who need to get to and from the drugstore. And when your options are limited to the local girlies, you have limited opportunities to get quality merchandise, and that's what happens when you limit the bus service. So my biggest thing with you or anyone else who runs for public office, particularly in this district, is an understanding of the big picture. We spend a lot of time dealing in black and white. It's not black and white; it's about green.
Mm-hmm.
And once we can get to that perspective, that it's all about making the growing Augusta financially, which will grow all of us, it's ridiculous. And Matt Aiken, for all of the hype that he gave when he was running, Matt Aiken has been a rubber stamp for whatever anybody wants. He hasn't stood on his back legs, his hind legs, his front legs, for anything. He's been over and said, okay, what do you want? And I support that. And that's the foolishness in my mind. So, if you can put forth a platform that I can believe in, I can support you, and I can guarantee you the support of a lot of people. But the biggest problem in District 1 is people are looking for footholds for self-preservation. They're looking for a job because they don't have one.
Right.
They're looking for other money and other avenues. So if you're going to be there to support the people in District 1, and there are a lot of people in District 1 who don't fall into the stereotypical category of what District 1 is. Myself and my wife.
We're diverse. We're very diverse.
Yeah, myself and my wife moved here because of the revitalization. We could have been anywhere in Augusta, but we chose to move to downtown Augusta. And people are too quick to assume that everyone that lives in District 1 is low income, low educated, and
no, we're much more diverse
yes, we are.
than some people would like to think. I would definitely stand, as you mentioned, in terms of the privatization, stand opposed to that.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that for other entities and certain businesses, competition and that sort of attitude of competition and the entrepreneurial spirit. I wouldn't deny that's appropriate in some settings, but for public services, for services that are supposed to be provided with the taxpayer dollars, they should go towards the taxpayer needs. And public transit, it's a shame, it's embarrassing that the city couldn't have pulled it off. I'm not sure why they didn't move who knows, many factors I suppose, but where we stand now, if we don't put that $400,000 that we, quote, saved with mobility right back in and invested into transit, I think there's going to be a real big stink about it, because we have an opportunity to do that now, and I'm pushing for that big time.
Well, great. Just two more things,
sure.
Just from my own personal opinion. The reason that we miss out on in the Augusta Richmond County area, miss out on a lot of the factories and industry that could come to this area because of the transit system.
Absolutely.
And because of the educational level, which are two things that are tied together. If you look at a map of the bus routes in the city, take a look at how the bus routes were laid out so that the hired help could get to the houses
Right.
up on the hill.
That's what the priority was back
Exactly.
then.
But it's still that's where the priority, because those services haven't been cut. Where they cut services to other areas, when you're driving up in here just to drop off a maid here and a maid there, and they need it because they need that income. But you have people who could actually get a job that's going to be a little more productive, which will genuine some self-dignity for the children of these people. We're not promoting that.
Exactly, and I think that's a direct hit on the stability of families too, because we've got people working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, because they can't get to a job where it would be a good money maker, like you're saying Fort Gordon is.
That's correct. I mean, next week we got the positions out there, but you have to have the education, number 1, and number 2, you got to have the ability to get there. You know, so if you had the qualities, and I know people right now who have the qualities but don't have the transportation. So how are they going to get there? You know, they can't. So that we have to look at these things. You know, we did all this wrangling to keep Fort Gordon, 3 years ago?
Oh, right.
But we didn't build into that wrangling how to get people out there for the jobs that we actually solicited for. You know, we have a lot of industry that's moving on to Fort Gordon, and a lot of jobs that are going to come. But if you don't have the infrastructure to get the people to the jobs, well, it's not going to do us any good.
Right. Exactly. Well, I'm right there with you. I think jobs and transit go hand in hand. If we want to stimulate the economy in Augusta, and it's not just general, it's got to go, it trickles down to the family level. And I think when a family has one person that's earning a living, and they can make enough, a living wage, what I would describe as a living wage, enough to take care of their families and find a lot more stability in that family and in that community. And so I definitely see where the 2 of those go together, and I share your views.
Okay.
Very much.
I wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you.
All right.
It was nice meeting you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Vote Denice Traina, District 1 Commissioner.